Hey guys, TommyBryson here, and a lot of people, they get stuck playing defense in life, like forever. Like that's all they do. So for this video, as you watch this video, I want you to forget about saving money and to refocus as a person that is only ever going to spend money. I know it sounds crazy, but the only thing you're going to do is just spend money because that's basically the way you're going to get rich, the way you're actually going to get wealthy. And I love making these videos, okay? But picture, for example, someone playing Monopoly, and all they do is they don't want to spend money because they're afraid. So what happens is they never own anything, thus eventually they will go bankrupt because they will have to spend all the money they actually have. Or imagine, for example, the person that spends every single dollar buying everything on the board, right? Or trying to at least, but then he's left with nothing, and before you know it, he lands on somebody's property and then boom, he goes bankrupt. Both ways are terrible ways to go about the game of Monopoly and also the game of life, okay? You're saving too much, you take no risk, scared money makes no money, you don't really get anywhere. Or you take way too much risk, you spend all the money, you over leverage, and before you know it, when something hits you, it hits you hard and it knocks you off the game. But if you are that third person where you are very selective with what you buy and what you don't buy, you keep some reserve so you always have money to basically spend if something happens, the answer is you kind of become very good at the game of Monopoly, but more importantly, the game of life. So again, for this video, forget about saving and just think about spending. I know it sounds weird, but it's what you have to do. So do me a favor, smash the like button on top of that. Also, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell to get notified. Now, the very first thing, guys, is this. I gotta say this, okay? Because a lot of the times when I was growing up, I only focused on this paper. And I got the paper, I got a better job, I earned more money, but this paper always kept leaving me and leaving me and leaving me. Because although I was making more money, I still had the same mentality. So if you have the same bad mentality and you have more money, the money's gonna leave because you're gonna spend it on stupid stuff, all right? So the first thing I want you to learn to spend money on is on knowledge. So I'm gonna give you guys 3 books here, and because, okay, we don't have money to hire, for example, a personal mentor or to go to some seminar for $3,000 or whatever, the answer is I'm going to basically offer you 3 books, used books. You can get them for $15 in total. I use a website called Thrift Books, and no, I'm not sponsored, but it's what I use, so that's why I'm recommending it to you. Now, for people that want to learn about personal finance, I recommend The Richest Man in Babylon. For people that want to learn about investing, I recommend A Random Walk Down Wall Street. For people that want to know the truth about who the real wealthy people are in America, the answer is I would recommend Stop Acting Rich. That's the book. I think his name is Thomas J. Stanley, if I'm not mistaken. So Thomas J. Stanley. But those are 3 books I'm going to recommend to you. And again, it's like less than $15 at thriftbooks.com. Buy the books, get the books, read them. So this way, when you do get the money, you don't spend it and you're not left in the same exact spot as you were before. So here's the problem with how people manage their money and basically see money. And let me know in the comments down below, be honest, if this sounds like you. You get paid money, right? Uncle Sam takes his cut, always. But whatever's left over, you grab that money. So I get paid, I pay the bills. Whatever's left over, I either save some, I invest some, or for example, I spend some on fun. If that sounds like you, that was also me at some point. Now, the problem with this mentality is, you know, people want to tell you this is very responsible to think about your bills first. Hey, think about your bills first. Pay your bills first before everything else. The answer is no. As a CEO, and that should be your mentality, your priority is always going to be you. So your priority should not be first. Hey, I got paid, I pay the bills. What's left over, if anything, I'm going to save or invest? The answer is no. That's not what you do because usually you won't have anything left over most of the time. And those are people basically be paycheck to paycheck. So how do you fix this? You switch from this average person to a CEO. A CEO obviously needs to know, hey, what's your budget? How much do we spend? That's important, yes, okay? We have to have enough to pay those things, but most importantly, hey, What are we doing to basically make the system more efficient? What are we doing to basically make more money, to grow the business, to multiply the wealth? That is the main priority of a CEO. So your priority should always be on this first, and then always making sure you have money for the bills, but you do this first, and what's left over goes towards the bills, okay? I'm not saying don't pay your bills. Obviously, you got to have enough for that. But I'm saying you do that second, and you always have enough for your bills as long as you're doing everything else correctly. So what is your job exactly as a CEO? The answer is you're going to have two jobs. The first job is to set up a system, and the second job is to maintain the system. Tommy, this sounds like a lot of work. The answer is to set it up, it might cost you like 30 minutes to an hour, and to basically maintain it, it might cost you like 30 minutes to an hour once a month or once a week, depending on how attentive you actually want to be to the system. For me, it takes me like an hour a week or like an hour every other week and so on, and I'm fine. And by the way, I'm known on YouTube as the boring guy because I make videos about boring investments, but boring investments, guess what? They make me some money. Like I'm up around 24%, over $50,000, and boring works for me because basically with boring stuff, I sleep well at night, and when everybody's worried and panicking about the market crashing, I'm just waiting for it to crash so I can go ahead and invest more money and get everything at a discount. So again, boring works. Long-term team for the win, always. So as a CEO, what is this system that you're actually going to build? Most people, when they get paid, again, they get paid, they pay the bills, and they basically use the rest to basically save and invest. But all of a sudden, usually the savings goes into your fund account and you spend the money and you're left with nothing. So as a CEO, you want to delegate and you want to give your money 6 different jobs, 6 different tasks, okay? Very different, most likely, from what you do right now. And money has these 6 jobs, and these 6 jobs are as follows. The first job is emergencies, second job is investment, third job is debt, fourth job is expenses, and fifth job is basically fun, and the sixth job is charity. Now, you might be asking me, Tommy, so does this mean when I get paid, I'm supposed to divide my money into all of these jobs right here? The answer is yes. Do I need 6 different accounts to do this? The answer is no. Can I do this with envelopes? The answer is yes. I did it initially with envelopes, but there is a way to do this online and to automate the whole thing. So here's how I currently do it right now. You only need 3 different bank accounts. And trust me, you're gonna wanna do it this way. The first thing is you wanna have one account where your money arrives. I call this a landing account, where the money is actually paid out to you, where your paycheck actually comes in. For me, I like using SoFi Money to actually use this, okay? It's a good account, it's free, it's online, don't worry, great customer service. But you can use whatever you want to use, okay? This is just where the money is going to be basically received and distributed across everything else. You also want to have a separate account for your emergencies because you want to make sure your emergency money is completely separated so you don't end up spending this money on an emergency vacation or an emergency drop that just came out with the new iPhone. Those are not emergencies. So that's why you want to have that money separated. For me, I would use wealth funds. I would use a separate account that takes a while for the money to get there and takes a while for the money to come back. That's how I like it. So this way, I'm not tempted to actually use the money. And the third account is going to be an account for your fun. This way, that is separated. The money you have for fun is separated, so there's no confusion about, I thought I had the money, but all of a sudden, I didn't have the money, okay? So just 3 accounts. One to receive the money, one to basically emergencies, and the other one to basically spend it on whatever you want to spend it as far as fun. But Tommy, what about the debt account, the investment account, and the charity account? Well, the answer is these don't have to be physical accounts. Think about it, okay? First of all, when it comes to, for example, paying debts, you have a credit card. The credit card or the personal loan or the car loan requests the money from the landing account. So automatically, that money gets taken out. Boom, that is handled. So you don't need a physical account because you're going to be paying that out every single week or monthly, however you want to do it. As far as expenses, right? Whatever money is left over there, that's going to be the money for expenses in your entire landing account. And thirdly, when it comes to charity, when you sign up for a charity or you write a check, that money is taken out right from the charity account. Get into the habit of spending money, not just having money sitting there idle. The only money that sits idle is going to be the emergency money, but the debt money gets paid automatically. Done, gone. This way, you don't have a chance to mess this up. The investment money, well, you have a 401k, or you have, for example, a Roth IRA with M1 Finance like I do. Link down below if you want to copy exactly what I invest my money into. And I put a picture right here to show you my asset classes, but that's basically it, honestly. But the idea is you have M1 Finance or you have your 401k, take that money automatically. Those right there are the 6 jobs when it comes to money. As a CEO, your job is to set up a system where everything is automated. So for me, I don't have to think about investing. I don't think about paying off debt. I don't have to think about my fund money. Everything is requested automatically. So this way, all I have to do is just once a month, I just check in, make sure everything's running fine, and boom, everything's good to go. Once a month, once every other week, and that's basically it. But everything is taken care of because I set up all of these automatic transfers. And don't really worry about which bank do I use, which account do I use, doesn't matter. Just make sure it's free and it has no fee, so this way you don't get finessed, okay? Now, your second job as a CEO, guys, is to actually have priorities. Most people, when I give them this system, the first thing they want to do is they say, Tommy, I want to put all the extra money towards investing and do just a little bit to the other accounts, okay? I want to lower my expenses, just basically just invest, and grow that money. And then, boom, they get into a car crash or something happens and they have to basically dig into their investment account, and I don't recommend that. So, the answer is, guys, if you have debt, that costs money to maintain. If you have a credit card, it can be anywhere from 15% to 25% to 35%. If you're investing the boring way like me, you're going to be making like 8 to 12%, okay? Every single year on average. If you are very savvy and you buy when the market is down, you'll make a little bit more like I did, all right? But overall, if you're spending 15 to 25% and you're making 8 to 12%, this makes absolutely no sense to basically be investing. You're actually going to get more bang for your buck by basically paying off your debts first. So your main priority first is you set up all these systems. Obviously, you have $1,000 at least for your emergency account. You set up a 1% automatic transfer over there. So you have the system, you make it work like this for your investment. Just invest 1% because, again, all you want to do is have the system ready. So when it is time to go full throttle, you can do it. When it comes to your debt account, I would put 10, 20, 30%, all the extra money going straight to debt to pay it off as fast as possible. Your expenses, keep it basic, keep it minimal, okay? When you're building something, there are sacrifices to be made and you just can't go out every single week or stuff like that. So you make sacrifices. As far as fun, just do 1%. Get into the habit of whatever money you actually have for fun, you use it and you spend it once a month. So this way, you're not saving up but not enjoying what you're actually supposed to be enjoying. For charity, if you're tithing like a Christian or any religion, you send 10%. If you're not, just do 1%. Get into the habit of giving. That is the idea. But your main priority is first, pay off your debts, everything except the mortgage, using the avalanche method. Look it up, avalanche method, TommyBryson, it'll pop up. It's a full video on paying off debt and the smartest way to do it. Second is going to be saving up for 3 to 6 months of emergencies in that separate account. So this way, if you lose your job, something happens, you're going to be taken care of. That's the foundation. That's the core level. So when things go wrong, you can settle in and not have to be worried. The third job is you finally start investing. You go from 1% to 10 to 20% into your 401k to get the max match. The rest of the money goes into the Roth IRA, which is basically a retirement account with post-tax income. That way it grows tax-free and all that money is going to be yours. The rest of the money that you basically have, you start using it to save up to buy a property. When you buy the property, you buy it the right way. Don't buy a fancy property, buy what you can afford, following the 33% rule on a 50-year mortgage. TommyBryson, search it on YouTube so you can actually find that video also. But guys, overall, that is the entire best way to spend money, to make money, but especially just to get financial freedom. This way you're done a lot faster and not just a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here. No, this way you have priority. And again, I have a whole course in this stuff. So if you want to get that course, the link is down below. And I'm doing a sale right now, so get it while you still can. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. As always, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you get notified. Comment down below any questions. If you want to DM me on Instagram, is at TommyBryson. That's my only Instagram. And if you want to call me, the link is also down below. More content here. My face is here. And as always, long-term team out.